Source here, and today we're going to start work on this ToQger 6. Looks a little rough, I know. I probably should have printed the tracks separate. I think the next ToQger helmet I'm going to do this. Once I figure out how to print them, I don't know if I print them like this, if it would work. I mean, I guess I could paint them or print them standing up, but they're really thin. I don't know, we'll get there. But I broke off all the ones in the front. We'll get the supports off. The supports wrapped around. I didn't do custom on this, I just did auto-generate. Broke off one of these, I still have it. And the tips of these, whatever they are in the front. So we'll have to get some epoxy sculpt and mold ourselves the tips of these for sure. Or I can maybe print them, I'm not sure. Probably just mold them. They're small, should be pretty easy. And they'll be sturdy. I didn't get all the supports off the back yet. This took me probably like 45 minutes to get the supports off, so I was kind of over it by the time I got to the back. And it has a little doodad on the top that I printed separately, and it's over there and it printed pretty okay. But I couldn't hold it all at once. So I also went for this because it's orange, and I don't have any other orange helmets. Battle Cossack could be the only other one you could get, I believe. He was the first orange, so he's not considered orange. I don't know. What they consider Battle Fever J is just odd. Okay. I don't think Battle Kenya is the first black ranger. Might be green. I don't know. It's something weird. But it's whatever you want it to be. It's your life. You make your own lists. So we'll go with this. I like the weird mustache design. I don't know. I only seen like half a ToQger when I was running on air when I was a kid. And I'm not quite there yet in my watch through, so I'm not really sure. I know he's a construction worker, it's about it. But, the only other ToQger helmet I have is a core conversion of 4. Is that the green? 1, 2, yeah, I think 4 or 3. It's one of those. And it's not very good. It's I didn't subdivide the surface enough, so it's kind of blocky still. It's just a shame. It's kind of a cool helmet. I thought it'd be alright since these are kind of like, you know, very squarish, but they don't turn out that great. There's pictures on my Instagram, and maybe I'll show you at the end if I get this done. But yeah, let's probably start sanding. I printed the tracks separate, kind of. I got 2 done. I'm trying to print 4 more on my little print right now, but I think maybe we'll sand it first, and then we'll weld them together, and then we'll start what we usually do. They're going to be very delicate, so maybe I'll sand them separately, then we'll put them on. Anyway, let's get to it. All right, I'm putting this off a little bit because this thing is a mess. I have absolutely no idea how to get this stuff out. No clue. It's the whole way around too, which kind of sucks. Like I said, if I print another one of these ToQger ones, I mean, I'm going to. I have files for 3 of them. Let's see if I can do these. So I don't think he can. I just don't think it's going to work. I don't know. What we're going to try to do, we're going to do the chin. Yeah. Fill this in here a little bit. And try to attach this other piece that we lost. Should really soldering iron those, but and then maybe when we're done, you won't even be able to see in there. We might have to do some spot putty around there. I don't know. It's a mess, but if we get it looking half decent, I'll be happy. We have to fill this in too. Jeez. Okay. Well, stop putting it off and let's get to it. Okay, that's probably the best we're gonna get. I really doubt this is gonna hold once we start sanding up there, but we'll give it a shot. If not, you know, we will go back to the basics. But we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna sand it. I have to start with 60 because it's got Z-seam arrow wear, and then I'm going to weld in the tracks got them printed. Got enough, but we'll have to cut them to what we need and just solder them from the back, and it should be fine. I did that with my, I did a peppercorn conversion of a ToQger green, and that's what I ended up doing, and it worked out fine. You can't really tell the difference. It's just a little brittle, but once you get the visor in, again, it won't matter. So we get there though, oh boy. But we'll get this going. We'll make this look okay, promise. All right, good morning. Who's ready for some 6 a.m. sanding? Not me, but we are going to sand this ToQger Orange 6, ToQger 6. I don't think they go by their colors because they can change colors to go by their numbers. But I spent like 15 minutes trying to get all this infill out from in here, and I think it did okay. There's still some in there I just couldn't get, and I cannot get in here. I tried, and this thing started moving, so that's an issue. Might put a little bit of glue back there. But we're gonna sand it. Then I will probably I will weld the rest of the track on, and then we'll prime it, sand it, the usual. But I'm gonna do that after I rough sand it here. And fill in these holes I made, trying to get the supports off. Look at that. One there, there's one there, one there. What a joke. What a rookie move, but oh, and his antenna thing, I gotta, oops. Big oops. Yeah, so obviously he wants sanded, so we're gonna do that, and he does not. Okay, so we tried to sand this. This is probably top 5 worst things to sand. And I broke this. Actually, I broke that when I caught it when the back fell. I just broke it more. We're gonna weld that, not a big deal. I'm gonna put some spot putty for sure on like these under extruded tracks here. That's for sure, fill these gaps. This broke, so we're gonna probably super glue. I hate using super glue, but I don't really know a better option. The epoxy sculpt didn't hold. It wasn't much to even hold on to, so it's not its fault. We'll spot putty this. This is a nice flat area. So, just a little curve. It's pretty easy. And I'm gonna spot putty the top of this. I sanded it a little bit, and I was like, it's probably just easier to do that first. So that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, soldering iron's heating up. Here's the replacement tracks I printed. I didn't take them off support yet. I'll probably break them, but I wasn't sure what I needed, so I'm going to clip them to the length I need, I think. Well, we're going to try. But I just don't think we need I'm sure there's a name for like what this is on a train track and what the rail. I guess this would be the rail. And what are these slats? I don't know. So we don't need those. So we're gonna cut them just into snips. That should be good enough, right? Let's find out. They're pretty thin. Yeah. Cut that. It was just easier to print the whole model than to okay, so we'll put that in there. Just gonna solder these in, cut them a little bit longer, so it could just be the place. And then I'll put spot putty over them since I'm gonna have to for the under extruded ones that I printed, and I need to glue that. So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll see it when we're done. All right, that was tedious. It is what it is. I don't know a better way to do it. And you have to do it, you know. You can't have it without the slacks. That's what makes them so cool. So, I'm gonna walk away for this for like a little bit because that took probably a half hour. That was awful. And we're gonna put some epoxy sculpt over here. Not epoxy sculpt, glazing putty. I think that'll work best. Try not to break them when we sand. We'll fill in the little holes and stuff in the top, like I said, and maybe put some on the chin as well. That's the goal. Like I said, I need to walk away from this thing for a little bit. I mean, I'll get to it today at some point, but sometimes it's better to walk away because I feel like I start in a rush because I just want it over with. But I think it's gonna be okay. Okay, I put spot putty on this last night. Carefully. These are very brittle. We gotta be very careful with these. Try not to break them. This excess stuff should just come off when we're sanding. But yeah, I think it'll be all right. We'll sand this down. I'll just do 100 lightly, and then maybe do 220 over the spot putty. I should have put some up here. I thought I was gonna put some up here. We'll see. We'll see. But we'll get this sanded, started, and backs there. I did the same. Must not have thought that one needed one or something. I can't remember. But also, someone asked me if I put resin and fiberglass inside to make them strong. I don't. He said he felt like it would just break. But I dropped that one probably 6 feet yesterday, as you saw, and it's fine. Nothing, no cracks, nothing. So they're pretty strong. If you have print issues like under extrusion or, you know, layer shifts or some bad adhesion layers, if you drop it, they're going to break there. There's no way around that. But if they print fine, like this printed pretty well. The only issues were the supports that screwed this all up, but that's something else entirely. But yeah, they're pretty sturdy. I wouldn't throw it against a wall or anything. And if you drop it, it might break, but I feel like a resin helmet would break just as much. You know, they still take the impact, you know, so. But yeah, they are sturdy enough, definitely sturdy enough. I always get someone asking if I'll make them for a kid, and honestly, I could, but I don't know if they'd hold up to a kid, you know, bouncing around, jumping around and throwing them and stuff. But one of these days I'll find out. Okay, gonna blow this off and then we will prime it. Still looks a little rough, but don't worry, we'll get there. I gotta super glue this back on. I tacked it when I put on the slats, but it must not be good enough. But we'll fix that and then we will prime it. All right, we got that super glued. Should be okay. We'll probably have to see what that looks like once we sand it. But we will prime this. And like I said, we'll get all these little bits off here once we, you know, get it primed and see what needs sanded more and all that. They're just so brittle. It's sketchy. And they're not like super brittle. Like I could probably like, you know, I can push on it and it's not gonna snap, but sanding is a different story. But let's get it primed. Okay, it's looking better already. Still hate that you can see the supports up there. I couldn't get out, but you know, we'll see. You won't be able to see it from the front, because if you're looking down, which I don't know. We'll put it together, and if you could see it when it's sitting, then we'll try to do something. I might be able to put some spot putty up there and just do a real thin layer, but I don't have any popsicle sticks, and that'd probably be the best thing I have. Maybe I could find something. We're gonna let this dry, and we will sand it with some 200. I'm probably going to have to put some spot putty on the back top, like I said. It's just because it's a flatter area, so the layer lines get weird. They don't build up the same way, so. And it looks like there's a little hole there. But we'll fix that. Let this dry first. Gonna take a little bit, and then get sanded. Okay, my spot putty came early, so I put some on the top of these, as you can see. So we're gonna hit that with 100, and then do the whole thing with some 220. All right, we're gonna move on to putting another coat of primer on this, and then wet sanding. Okay, let's coat of primer on there. We're gonna let that dry, and then we'll move on to wet sanding, I think. Everything's looking pretty good. Where we put the spot putty on top looks beautiful. Much better than it did. And I think everything else is passable. There's some rough spots with the slats I put in, but I don't think there's really much more I can do. They're pretty messed up, so gonna let this dry. Okay, we are going to wet sand ToQger orange, whatever you want to call it. Let's see what it's looking like. Okay, gonna put the base coat on ToQger 6. It should be dry. I didn't get much work done this morning. I got a headache, and there's pay-per-view tonight for AEW, and I kind of want to be able to stay awake for that, so I went in and took a nap, tried to get rid of my headache, and not going so well. Still have it, but figured to pop out and try to do at least a base coat on this. But here we go. Okay, hopefully that's good. I'm sure you're gonna get some runs. This stuff is coming out stupid. I probably haven't used that can in probably 2 years, so the nozzle's probably half clogged. So we'll see. I think it's gonna look okay. Don't really see a place I missed, but you never know until you're actually like handling it and looking. But I'm kind of excited. First orange helmet, so that's something fun. Okay, not sure how I'm gonna paint this. When I did my ToQger green, I masked it off and sprayed this, the tracks, and it didn't go well. So I'm thinking maybe I'll brush on some spray paint, get the big areas, and I'll use a paint marker on the smaller stuff. It should be okay. And I need to look up, I know this is black in here. I think this is as well. And after that dries, we'll have to draw on the 6, but that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Okay, ran out of time working on this. Looked up some reference, trying to figure out the black here, and realized that it's black the whole way across. So that's my bad. I should have looked again, because I would have just masked this off, done this all black, and then painted the track part. But we're already committed. I had some of this lift in here, but I just let it dry a little bit and wet sanded it, and it's smooth again. We'll just have to fill it in with acrylic paint marker. But other than that, it's looking good. Again, it's the first coat, so it's going to look terrible. And I didn't really get very far on the back. There's a lot to this. There's a lot of slats on the back I got to do, so it's going to take a little bit. We'll get there, let this dry. I'll try to do a second coat of black at least today, and hopefully fill this in with some silver. But that's what we're working with. Getting there. Okay, I got the first coat on the back, so I'm gonna touch up some of the front a little bit, but I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna go in with a paint marker and tidy this up and fix where I went way too over with the black and stuff. And then we'll do the detail lines, and I think I'm just gonna paint these silver. This one's okay. This one didn't print very well. I was thinking of painting them silver and putting a little piece of plastic over them, but I can't seem to. I don't think I can get it in there. I don't know. We'll see. That's a maybe thing. But other than that, I think it's looking okay. It's looking as well as it can. I gotta figure out how to print these better. I believe I said earlier, I think the next one I'm going to try to do it without the track around it. I think it'd be easier to paint, print better, look better. So that's the plan. I have, I think, 3 more ToQger files. I think I have 1, 3, and 5, and then 6. I don't have green and I don't have yellow, I don't think. I have to double check, but I think that's it. I did a green peppercorn version. I'll show you at the end, but maybe we'll try red next, or pink. Blue, I think, is like a big boxy thing, kind of like Go On Your Blue. I think, I don't know. I haven't seen ToQger in years, and I haven't quite gotten there yet with my rewatch, so just going off of poor memory. But that's where we're at. I hope we can pull this together. I did paint the antenna thing. I think it's an antenna. I don't really know what it is. I'm not a train expert, but I think that's gonna look good. Just glue that on there. It should fit. Kind of loose fits. I mean, we'll glue it for sure, but yeah, I think it's gonna be okay. But I know, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. I'm trying to think of some other stuff I want to do and not being coherent, but alrighty. Okay, so I don't know what to do with this thing. I know it looks okay on camera, but you can still see where I had that paint lift and I sanded it off, and it just looks odd. I can't get all the black and silver painted on the slats in here. Like, I've done like 15 coats, and I just either can't get a brush in there, or I'll brush it in and I'll go over onto the silver, then I redo the silvers and the silver looks weird. It's not getting anywhere. I hand drew the 6, put that in with a white acrylic paint marker. I did some detail lines here. I did around the track. I don't know if that's show accurate. Couldn't really find much. Was
thinking about doing some here, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it is on the show, so I might just leave it. I think it looks okay. I think it's gonna look really good on a shelf. I know I say that a lot, but that's the end game. Like my Gokai Red, I actually tried to make it look good because I bought a costume for that. But these are just gonna sit on a shelf. As long as you get, the front view real good, that's what I'm most worried about, to be honest. Like I said, we gotta find a better way to do these ToQger helmets for sure. For sure, because this doesn't work. I mean, maybe it could. I did, when I was looking at for reference for this one, I noticed that the other ones don't have black over here. It's the color of the helmet. So this might be a little easier. At least I'm thinking they might be. Probably aren't, because I wouldn't have to. But again, if I knew this was all black, I would have masked this and just painted this all black first. But I was already pretty committed till I realized. So that's the problem with that. But I think I'm gonna just blow this off with some compressed air and then maybe clear coat it to see what it looks like. Yeah, I wish it looked better. I definitely do, but at some point you gotta draw a line. Our next ToQger helmet, we learned from the mistakes of this one. We will definitely make it better. We'll print it better, hopefully, because I know I can get this rail off it. It's a separate shell, as far as I'm thinking, because I had to, what did I have to do to this? To get the antenna off it, I had to separate the shell so I could print this as a separate part. So I know the rails come off. They might be really hard to print. I might have to take them in Blender and thicken them a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. That will be next. Well, not next video. I got a bunch of printing right now, and for a couple customers. But maybe I'll show you the process of how to do that, and we can do some trial and error. So maybe you don't have to go through what I did. But yep, I think we're gonna get to the clear coat. Okay, well, here goes nothing. It doesn't look that bad in the camera. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, that's 3 coats clear on here. I think it looks pretty good. You gotta be careful because I used a lot of acrylic on this, and if you put the clear on too heavy, it'll run. It'll make a mess, as you saw with my ToQger. I knew that beforehand. I don't know what happened with that. Let's put that behind us, and we're gonna print a new one of these days. But yeah, this looks good. We'll let it dry. This should be pretty simple visor. There are keys, but I'll probably put 4 magnets in because it's a little heavy, awkward. And I have to clear coat the antenna thing still. I went to do it with these and realized I didn't spray the bottom. So bottom was just primer gray. So I just put a little bit of silver on that, and I'm gonna let that dry. And then we'll get to that. And we will super glue that on. That was also another issue. I didn't want to put glue on it and then try to clear coat it, because if I got any on the helmet that soaked over, it would probably lift. So probably worked out I wasn't ready, but let's let this dry. All right, clear coat should be good enough to handle. We're gonna put the visor in, magnets, and elastic. All right, got all the hardware in, and I think it's gonna be okay. But let's get to the big reveal. All right, that is ToQger 6 finished. They go by numbers, right? Because they can all change colors. I think that's how it works. I saw ToQger like half of it when it was like airing, so I don't really remember. But I think that's how it went. But really like how this turned out, even with all the issues. Like I said previously, next ToQger I'm going to try to do. I'm going to see if I can get the track separate. But this is certainly a step up from my other ToQger helmet. The other one was a Pepakura conversion, and a poorly done one at that, and it's not great. It's on my Instagram if you want to look at it. I can't reach it right now. I'd show you, but we're going to be replacing that one on the shelf with this one for now. The one I'm replacing is 4, the green one. I have files for 1, 2, and 5. I think it's 6. So I don't have another file for the green, but I plan on doing the rest for sure. I always like ToQger helmets. I think they're really cool. And plus he's orange. There's like, what, 3 orange helmets? Sasori, Cossack, and ToQger 6. So real excited about this. And I think everything other than the tracks turned out pretty okay. I think the paint turned out nice. It's real nice and smooth up here. You can't see any layer lines. And I think we really did good on this, with all things considered. There's always room for improvement, you know, and you're also your own worst critic. So, I mean, I could just be talking myself down, but I really like how this turned out. But thanks for watching. If there's any helmets you want to see me make, let me know. I'll try to make it happen. Got quite a list. You guys been really hitting me up with some fun stuff to make. I know we got the rest of the Shinkengers. They're coming. I'm actually working on all 5 of the main ones right now. The red's for a customer, since I always have a red, but if that falls through, then I might have a new red. Someone suggested the Hyperforce Rangers. I have a couple files for them, I think, so we'll probably get to them. Someone wanted to see a Ninja Storm Blue. I have one already, but I'd like to redo it, so we might see one of those. But for now, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, hit me up. I'll try to answer for you. If you're interested in getting a helmet, let me know. We'll try to make it happen for you, whatever you like. And thanks for watching, and have a nice day.